on everything. I'm gonna open my door, even though I don't like to, because with all these snake tanks in here, it's hard to breathe. You know what I mean? So, anyhow, okay. What's your question? All right, so let me just tell you why I'm late so that you can just be like, yeah, Sarah, I do that too. So I am going out to lunch, right? So normally you all might think that I wake up here and take a shower and like get all ready and like hop on here all ready for you guys, but I don't. I just like roll out of bed, I fuck around for like 2 hours in my pajamas, and then at 9:50 or 8:50 respectively, I'm like, oh shit. And then I wash my face and I put some makeup on. Or if I didn't wash my face the night before, I just put more makeup on top of that. And I'm like, the filters will take care of it, right? And for the most part, they do, but YouTube doesn't have a filter. So, and anyway, this is my process. So, anyhow, this morning, um, I was, fucking around. Like, I've done a lot of stuff this morning that's not related to this. And I am meeting a friend for lunch later, and my hair is kind of dirty, but like not really. So I was like, let me just like curl it a little and like flat iron it. And so this is what I did. And then I'm like, I have to do my face. So I'm going to take a body shower after, right? You didn't want to know all this, but now you're in it. So we have to do this. So that was my plan, right? So then I'm like, let me do my makeup. And when I do my makeup, I always talk to myself. Do you do this too? Like, I'm like, oh, so today we're doing this kind of a look, and like, this is why we're doing it, and blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, really in my story this morning about my makeup. And I thought I had 6.5 minutes, and I'm like, that's totally fine. But then I looked at my thing, and I'm like, oh, it's like 3 minutes past 10. What are you doing? So then I was like, shit. So then I ran over here. So that's what happened. I got lost in the sauce of my own storytelling about my makeup this morning. But anyhow, that's what happened. So good morning. Good morning. Hi, Tara. Yes, yeah, I'll see you. I'll see you soon. Good morning, Anna. Hi, Janelle. Who else did I miss saying good morning to? Hi, Amazing. Hi, Devin. Hi, Caress. There it is. All right. So, nope. Hi, Amanda. Hi, hi, hi. Good morning, Cindy. Hi. So anyway, and it's also very hot in here because I haven't had the door open, which helps moderate the tank situation. I don't know how people have like reptile tanks in their bedroom because I like to sleep with the fan on and like for it to be pretty cold, and like this is hot. This is like tropical. It's a tropical room now. No regrets. Anyway, tomorrow's June, and it's been a real shifty week, and I'm wondering if you're feeling that kind of a shiftiness as well. Shiftiness collectively, obviously, and shiftiness internally. Um, you may notice that I'm making an effort these days to make sure that I do, when I am on live, that I'm going to be wearing my keffiyeh. And I am a little upset with myself for not having consistently done that. And I want to talk about that a little bit with you this morning before we get into coffee and magic, because I think it's important. And it's important to recognize how strongly we can be influenced by a collective that we don't even agree with, right? So here's what happened. Well, here's something that happened. It's been 6 months of the war going on in Gaza. And I don't know if you've felt this way, but I've watched some really horrifying things and have gotten very used to them. And I knew in the beginning that that was going to happen. Like you could feel it. Do you know what I mean? Like you can feel like, uh-oh, I'm going to become desensitized at some point. And like, how do I prevent myself from becoming desensitized? And then over the course of 6 months, we've seen babies exploded. We've heard the worst kind of guttural screaming, and we have been gaslit as fuck by our own government as we slowly or quickly learn that we are complicit in a genocide by simply being fucking Americans, right? So it's not a great time. The cognitive dissonance is at a high. And at the same time, we still have to pay taxes. We still have to pay rent. We still have to take care of our kids. We still have to go to work. Like, we still have to do all of the normal things while this is happening. And I think it should be said that that is really fucking crazy and it's a lot. And it's like it's kind of like this layer of surreal depression hanging over everything because you just can't believe it, right? And I think most of us are still really clinging anything of normalcy because we know it's not going to last that much longer, you know? But I've had conversations with people in the past 2 weeks. I've been questioned as to why I have a watermelon in my profile. And um in like a very not like overly confrontational way, but I mean, is there another way? And I have in the past in like my life just really avoided getting into conversations with anybody about politics because to be honest, I've never understood them. They've never made any fucking sense to me. So I just don't talk about it. But this doesn't feel political to me at all. And I find the conversation otherwise to be really fucking weird. And so this person was like asking me, seriously, like, what is it? Because every time I see that, what I'm seeing is that you don't care about Jewish lives. And I really had to sit with that because being called someone who doesn't care about Jewish lives is an intense thing to say, right? And I sat with it and I said, you know what? But I sat with it for like a week and kind of teetered back and forth. And then I was like, no, like I didn't remove it from my profile actually. I've doubled down because what does that even mean? Like none of it makes any sense to me. Like this is wrong. And there's no right that comes out the other side of exterminating an entire people. There's no right that comes out of the other side of being so violent and ruthless. Like anything that comes out of the other side of that, I don't think I would be interested in. So all that to say that I don't want to be a neutral bitch at this point. I'm in any part of my life, and this is where I stand. Free Palestine, ceasefire every fucking day. I felt that way every single day of it, but it's got nothing to do with anything else except don't fucking blow people up. Like, how hard is that? Apparently, deeply hard. But if you can rationalize this, I don't want to be friends. And I'm not even interested in having a conversation about it because I don't give a shit. Like, be gone. Like, as far as I'm concerned, trying to turn this into a philosophical rhetoric and making gaslighting people into thinking that they don't know about politics in the Middle East because it's so nuanced. Is it? Is this nuanced? Because if this is the nuance, if this is the higher level, count me out. Count me out of that. I just don't give a shit anymore. So that's kind of where I'm at. It's unbelievable. Like, what does the matter with everybody? Craziness. And I feel better now because I think being in any type of neutral space is like the worst, most evil place to be because you don't even know who you are, right? Ah, ooh. So anyway, no. Let's get to the cards. Today, I'm going to give you 3 colors, and you choose which color feels most aligned with you this morning. And I would say, since it is May 31st, that we go ahead and use these cards to tap into the first week of June for you, maybe. Or you choose, right? Do you want like a little vibe on the first week of June, or do you want like an overall June vibe? My friends in the Normalized Magic workshop already got, like, I think we did 3 months of your vibes, right? But let's see what it is. So you choose, you don't have to tell me whether it's the first week or the first 3 months. You can tell me. And I mean, I'd love to know. I love to know everything, but you don't have to. And then here are your 3 colors: white, green, and red. Did you see that coming? White, green, and red. No, I'm like, you don't have to tell me. And everyone's like, here. I'm like, no, tell me. I would like to know. Looks like most of you are feeling the first week. And I think that's clever of you because if we learned nothing else, we know that things really do change a lot fast, quickly. Breathe. Do you remember the order in which I said those colors? Can you tell me before I say it differently? White, green, red. White, green, red. Thank you so much. The choices are white, green, or red. Glad you guys are paying attention. Yes. So just go ahead and choose yours. Drop it in the comments. You're all getting it right. White, green, red. Does that mean that all three are for you now? So just choose it. All right, I'm going to really like shuffle these up today. All right, that feels very shuffled to me. So white, green, and red. Tell me when you're ready for white. Excuse me. Okay, this is white. You have trust, disruption, and the water fairy. Or water. Is that right? Is that the Philly way to say it? Water. Okay, anyway. Disruption, trust, or the water fairy. Okay. Well, as per usual, my white friends. It sounds so weird to say that. Something else has happened, right? Something else has happened. And so if you are projecting this into the first week of June, something else is about to happen. Be prepared, as Scar would say, for a little bit of a bump in a different direction. I think it's fair to say that June is going to have a few twists and turns that surprise you. Don't lock your knees. This is really telling you that something is gonna happen that might feel like ah, but remember, a disruption is a shift in a direction closer to what you are thinking about most. Put that in your brain for a second. What you're thinking about most is what you are on the way to. Okay. And for some of us, that's unfortunate. But that's the whole thing about manifesting, right? But basically, the idea is that if what is on your mind most as to what you want, right, to happen or you're thinking about the most, that's the destination. And sometimes we need a little bump to shift us closer to the track that takes us there. And that is what this is saying. All you have to do is trust the process, which is such an easy thing to do. I'm sure you're glad that I told you about that. Just trust it. It's totally fine. Like, whatever, like, easy breezy. But in the midst of all of this, right? Where can you find some space, right, in the midst of something happening to really feel your feelings on it? Like really like honor your emotional reactions instead of jumping to address them. There's a difference between honoring your emotional reactions and addressing them, like to fix, to mollify, to temper down, to sort out, whatever it is, like witness it, right? Witness your feelings as opposed to pushing them away. This all, this whole thing for my white people, um, feels fast, unlike it won't be a long time that you're in this space. So just, you know. All right, that's your white. The next one is going to be green. Your choices today are white, green, and red. Hi, Maggie. Green. So I'm shuffling for green. Okay, tell me when you're ready for green. Hmm. This is all very green. So that's funny. Again, your choices today are white, green, and red. I just did white. This is green. If you would like to donate to Coffee and Magic, you'll find the links in my bios on TikTok and Instagram. You can send any donation you would like, and I am here Mondays and Fridays. Mondays at 9 and Fridays at 10 a.m. All right, this is your green. Risk, joy, and perception. All right. Risk, joy, and perception. I mean, this is a mind twister. So as per usual, honestly, this is the vibe I'm feeling right now. It's like everything is you, right? Like everything is being created in that beautiful mind of yours at this time. And right now, it's like you are on the precipice of a major mindset shift. You do have a strong feeling that this is very risky. And you are right. The reason it's so risky is that in order to step into this new story, you do have to divest yourself of the old one because you can't bring the old one into this new one. You've been trying, right? But it's not going well, and so you may have been feeling the rub of that, especially this past week, and now it's really time to shift your perspective or perception. Same idea. You already know this, right? But now it's time to feel it. Now it's time to like allow it to take over. And I want to just acknowledge for you that the moment, the split second that you commit to the bit, you will be rewarded with some really good vibes that will show you that while it was very normal and natural to feel scared, it's all going to be okay. So just this is what this is saying. The moment that you commit to this new way of interacting with your energetic world, you will be rewarded with some excellent vibes so that it encourages you to keep going. It's kind of like giving a treat to a dog. That sounds good. The last one is red. I'm glad that it hit for you. I'd love a treat. I'd love a treat too. It's so funny. I did a reading yesterday, and I'm not like, oh, I'm an animal communicator, but sometimes in session, that's just what happens. And yesterday, I found myself talking to this couple's two dogs, and I guess one of the dogs had gotten in trouble for peeing on the deck or something, And ever since that, like, in altercation, he won't go on the grass. Like, he's afraid to go in the yard or something. And so we were kind of sorting through that, and the dog was basically like, treats, like, motivate me with treats. And I was like, "Have you tried that?" And the owner was like, "No." And I was like, "Well, I mean, the dog's asking for some motivational assistance in the form of food." So it's pretty funny. All right. Oh, I'm glad, Sarah. You all deserve a treat. Okay. Um, this is the last one of the day, so this is red. If you missed any of it, you can always watch the replay. It's going to be on YouTube and Instagram. And again, donations are accepted. Into my bio, you will find a link. You can do that there. All right, here it comes. Tell me when you're ready. This is red. Like, how much do I need a snake tattoo? Like, right there on my hand. So much. Okay. Lady of the Lake, the horse, the Grail Knight. Okay. So what a what a momentous spread, my red people. Lady of the Lake, the horse, and the Grail Knight. Now remember, whenever Sir comes through, right, we automatically think Piscean energy, delusion, illusion, all of that kind of a thing. Dreamy, Neptunian, 12th house kind of vibes, okay? This today, though, is really think about what the Grail Knight represents. The Grail Knight is the ultimate chase that you never end, right? It's giving meaning to your life by seeking something bigger than yourself that you may never achieve, but that you would dedicate all the energy of your living moments in search of, right? It's the proverbial like carrot at the end of a stick kind of thing. And historically, a Grail Knight doesn't really know what he's searching for, right? Like, it's just the sacred. Okay. So, what's your grail? What are you relentlessly seeking? And asking yourself, do I enjoy so very much the seeking that I can lean into that and really not care so much if I ever find? Are you good with that? Or does that create a tension in your life that makes you feel like you're in suspension and that you're putting off things for later? For example, um, this is a very specific example, but there was a time in my life where I thought that I had to lose weight in order to be able to go on vacation, right? In order to be able to go into the water in a swimsuit, I had to lose whatever weight I thought I needed to lose because, I couldn't possibly go in the water the way that I was. And that was me constantly foregoing joy to a future projection of self that would be smaller, thinking that that body deserves to enjoy this, right? That wasn't healthy for me. And I missed out on a lot of pool time until I decided to reprogram that for myself because I needed to, right? But it's the same concept. Does that feel good to you to withhold? Or does it not? So the Grail Knight is asking you a question. There isn't actually a right answer because it could be that you do want to spend this life seeking, 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 right? It could be, but it's asking you to reflect upon it. Now, you also have the Lady of the Lake and the horse. Lady of the Lake is a massive reminder that no matter what you choose to do, to go on this holy quest or not, right? boy, do you better have your boundaries in order. At this point, those boundaries better be, and I think we're all getting pretty good on those, aren't we? Like life be life in, and I think most people I know anyway are in a space where they're not really gonna hang out with people they don't want to hang out with anymore. Um, Taking less and less shit from people who are they're related to, like just a lot of energetic reorganization as far as like what you allow close and what you push a little bit further away into a different run. But it's just a reminder of that, right? A reminder to keep your space clear and peaceful and like a place that you can recharge your energy. Everybody needs that, right? That should really be our top priority, to have some place we can go to that is safe and peaceful and allows us to recharge and reset from the chaos that is everywhere. And this is asking you to really seek that. And then the horse. This is actually not the same message it usually is. Horse is usually like, oh, ask for help and receive it, that kind of thing, or like whatever. But this is actually not that. This is just forward momentum. You are in a moment that's about to go fast. And that's why it's asking you about your vibes here, because everything's about to go very fast. That's why it's asking you about your boundaries here, because it's about to take off. June is going to be a faster month. And that's crazy to say because I don't know where the 6 months of this year have gone, right? But it's going to go very fast for most of us. And this is really asking you to just take a moment to really settle into those spaces for you. Okay. So that is your coffee and magic for this morning. We will be entering June tomorrow, which is so crazy as per everything. But thanks for being here. If you missed it on Friday, I did a pop up live in the evening and introduced everybody to Gloria and did actual like readings for people where, you put your name and I pull cards for you. So I will be doing that more often this summer, doing pop ups. So if you want to make sure you know when I do that, because I'm not restricting myself to a time, just make sure that you're following me and have notifications on so that you know when I'm about to go live. In the evening, that's when the snakes wake up. So hopefully you can meet them. Gloria for sure, because she's just ready to party. Everybody else, who knows? But anyway, that's what's going on. I'm sending you guys so much love. A reminder about workshop. We come back on August 8th for Lionsgate. We reconvene for session 6. If you want to join us, just let me know. Have a wonderful weekend. I love you. Mwah.